The response was immediate. Obama's team issued a statement within the hour, 3 hours, no moderator, in Chicago non-negotiable. Anything less was political theater. Trump fired back on Twitter, typical Obama, wants to control everything. Scared to debate with a real moderator, sad. The standoff had begun. Behind the scenes, both sides started negotiating not officially, not publicly through trusted intermediaries, a former Democratic senator with Republican connections, a prominent bipartisan donor, and a respected journalist known to both sides. They met in a private hotel room in New York. 3 hours is too long, Trump's representative argued. People won't watch. Maybe he doesn't even have 3 hours of substance. Obama's team countered. Discussions went back and forth: location, format, moderators, charity selection. Meanwhile, public pressure soared. Polls revealed 70% of Americans wanted to see the debate happen. Both campaigns were losing momentum with each passing day. The debate hadn't happened yet. Finally, Michelle Obama decided to speak. She appeared on The View. "I don't need anyone to defend me," Michelle said firmly. "I've faced worse than Donald Trump's insults, but I appreciate what Barack is doing. He isn't just defending me, he's challenging the bully to back up his words with real substance." The host asked if she wanted the debate to occur. "Absolutely," Michelle replied. "I know my husband. I know how he prepares. I know how he thinks. And I know that when he is given a fair platform, truth wins over bluster every single time." The clip went viral, trending worldwide for 2 days straight. Trump's team saw the numbers. They were losing the public relations battle. Each day that Trump refused Obama's terms made him appear weaker. After 8 days of negotiations, a deal was finally reached. 2 hours, Chicago, no traditional moderator, but a respected timekeeper to ensure equal speaking time, and 2 charities chosen by each side. The debate was scheduled 3 weeks from the announcement, September 15th. Prime time, broadcast on every major network. America waited with bated breath. 2 weeks before the debate, Barack Obama returned to Chicago. He rented a small office downtown, no big staff, no speechwriters, just him, a few trusted advisors, and stacks of research. He studied Trump's patterns, his tendencies, his weaknesses, but also reviewed his own presidency. Decisions he regretted, choices he stood by, moments that defined his legacy. Michelle visited him every few days. "You ready?" she asked during one visit. "Getting there," Barack said. Michelle smiled. "Remember," she said, "this isn't about winning points. It's about showing who you are compared to who he is." Barack nodded. He knew she was right. Meanwhile, in Florida, Trump prepared differently. He held mock debates with staffers impersonating Obama. He watched clips of Obama's speeches, practiced sharp comebacks and zingers. His team drilled him on policies, healthcare statistics, immigration numbers, and economic data. But Trump kept getting distracted. "I don't need to memorize all this," he told them. "I need to show strength, dominance. That's what people want to see." His advisors were concerned. They knew Obama would arrive fully prepared. This wasn't a typical political debate with short sound bites. This was 2 hours of uninterrupted discussion, nowhere to hide, nowhere to deflect. Media coverage intensified daily. Analysts predicted outcomes. Polls fluctuated. Vegas odds slightly favored Obama, but it was tight. The nation was divided, but everyone agreed. This would be the most watched political event in decades. On September 14th, the night before the debate, Barack Obama sat alone in his Chicago hotel room. He didn't review notes or rehearse answers. He sat quietly, reflecting on why he was doing this. It wasn't about Trump's insult to Michelle; she could handle that. It was about something bigger. The country was divided, angry, and uncertain. Obama believed leadership meant showing Americans what respectful disagreement and honest conversation looked like. His phone rang. It was Michelle. "How are you feeling?" she asked. "Calm," he replied. "Good. Remember, you've already won by showing up, by being yourself. That's the real victory." "I know," Michelle said. "I love you." "I love you too," Barack said. Meanwhile, at Mar-a-Lago, Trump was surrounded by advisors. They ran through final talking points, practiced responses, and suggested strategies. Trump listened, but his mind wandered. He kept thinking about Obama's calm, unshakable confidence. It infuriated him and worried him. "Mr. President," one advisor said, "remember, this is your moment to show America why they chose you, why you represent the future and he's the past." Trump nodded. But a small thought lingered in his mind. What if Obama is better at this than me? He pushed it aside. Finally, September 15th arrived. The day millions had been waiting for had finally arrived. The Chicago theater was filled not with a massive crowd, but with carefully chosen guests, equal numbers from both sides, journalists, political figures, and ordinary citizens. In the center of the stage were two chairs, a small table between them holding water, and a clock visible to both the candidates and the audience. Barack Obama walked out first. The crowd reacted half standing, half remaining seated. He smiled, waved, and took his seat. Moments later, Donald Trump entered. Reactions flipped. His supporters cheered loudly, while Obama's supporters stayed seated. The two men shook hands, their grip firm and deliberate. The timekeeper explained the rules. 2 hours, alternating who spoke first on each topic. 5 topics total, 24 minutes per topic. "Gentlemen," the timekeeper said, "the first topic is leadership. President Trump, you begin." Trump leaned forward. "Leadership is about results," he started. "When I took office, the country was a mess. The economy was weak, our military was depleted, other nations were laughing at us. I fixed that." He continued for 12 minutes, listing his accomplishments and emphasizing achievements. Then it was Obama's turn. "Leadership is about service," he said calmly. "It's about waking up each day asking how you can improve life for people who may never thank you, who may never vote for you. Donald, you talk about results, but results for whom? The wealthiest Americans saw gains under your tax cuts, but working families? They're still struggling." "That's not true," Trump interrupted. "Let him finish," the timekeeper gently reminded. Obama continued. "I'm not saying nothing was done. But leadership isn't just numbers on a chart. It's about whether people feel safe, valued, and heard." The debate moved through healthcare, immigration, foreign policy, and the economy. Trump was aggressive, interrupting, and attacking, using tactics that had worked in past debates. But Obama stayed composed, responding with facts, empathy, and a clear vision. By the 90-minute mark, the atmosphere shifted. The audience could sense it. Trump was growing frustrated. While Obama appeared increasingly confident, the final topic was character. Trump spoke first. "You talk about character, but you weaponize the IRS against conservatives. You spied on my campaign. You left the country weaker." Obama listened patiently. When it was his turn, he spoke directly to the cameras. "Character is what you do when no one is watching. It's how you treat people who can't do anything for you. It's telling the truth even when a lie would benefit you." He turned to Trump. "You attacked my wife, not her policies, not her ideas, but her personally. You questioned her love for this country. You insulted her intelligence and appearance. That tells me everything I need to know about your character, Donald. When you feel threatened, when you are scared, when you are losing, you attack. You demean. You diminish." Trump opened his mouth to respond, but Obama continued. "Real leaders lift people up. They inspire. They unite. They show us what we can be, not what we fear." The timekeeper called time. 2 hours exactly. Both men stood and shook hands once more. This time, Obama held the grip a fraction longer. "Good luck," he whispered. Trump said nothing. The debate was over. Immediately, analysts began breaking down every moment. Polls were released. Social media erupted. But something had shifted. Obama hadn't just defended Michelle. He had reminded the nation what leadership truly looked like, not through insults or attacks, but through dignity, substance, and unwavering character. America had its answer, and it was powerful. Donald Trump took the stage in Phoenix, Arizona. The crowd erupted in cheers, cameras flashing everywhere. He leaned toward the microphone and asked, "Do you know who really ran that administration? It wasn't Barack? No, it was Michelle. She was in charge." Barack nodded quietly beside him. The audience chuckled, some nervously. Trump continued, "Michelle Obama acts all classy, but let me tell you, she's always angry. Look at her face. This isn't just a first lady. This is someone who resents this country." The moment lingered. Reporters raced to type their notes. Social media blew up instantly. Trump didn't stop there. Barack let her boss him around. Weak, very weak. And Michelle thinks she's above everyone, above you, above me. But she isn't. Trust me. The rally went on for an hour, but those few seconds caught the world's attention. CNN replayed the clip repeatedly. Fox News argued over it. MSNBC invited experts to dissect it. Twitter exploded with reactions. Some supported Trump, others demanded apologies. Barack stayed silent, not that night, not the next. His quiet response spoke volumes. Michelle Obama's team received a flood of calls. Publishers requested statements. Talk shows wanted interviews. Political allies asked how to respond. Michelle refused all requests. She stayed in her Washington home office. Barack entered with a cup of coffee. "You okay?" he asked. "I'm fine," Michelle said calmly. Too calm, Barack thought. That tone meant she was thinking, calculating her next move. "Should I say something?" he asked. "Not yet," she replied immediately. "When?" he asked. Michelle looked at him steadily. "When it counts," she said. Barack understood. Timing was everything in politics. "Speak too soon, you seem defensive. Wait too long, you appear weak." But the right response at the right time could change everything. The media didn't get the silence. Cable news spent hours guessing. Why hadn't Obama reacted? Was he afraid of Trump? Was Michelle upset with him for staying quiet? Former staffers were constantly asked, "What's he thinking?" They offered no comment but worried. They knew Barack. They knew he felt deeply, especially about Michelle. The insults weren't just political, they were personal. 3 days passed, still no response. Analysts began writing opinion pieces. "Has Obama lost his voice?" one asked. "Trump wins again through silence," claimed another. On the 4th day, everything shifted. Obama's team sent a brief notice to major networks. Statement tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, no details, no leaks. The news world went into a frenzy. Every network adjusted schedules. Speculation ran wild. What would Obama say? Would he attack Trump? Defend Michelle? Call for unity? Nobody knew. The next day, Barack Obama walked alone into the National Press Club. No Michelle, no aides. Just him, a podium, and roughly 200 journalists packed into the room. He didn't wave. He didn't smile. He simply approached the microphone. "Thank you for coming," Barack began, his voice steady, controlled, and deliberate. "I'm going to keep this short," Barack Obama began, his voice calm but firm. "Many of you expected me to respond to the recent comments about my wife. You expected anger. You expected a political rebuttal. You expected me to defend Michelle's honor." He paused. The room was quiet except for the soft clicking of camera shutters. "But here's what I want to say instead." Barack reached for a folder and opened it carefully. 3 years ago, Donald Trump claimed my birth certificate was fake. He said I wasn't American. For years, he spread that lie. Reporters leaned forward, surprised. 2 years ago, he said my administration was the worst in history, that we accomplished nothing, that we harmed the country. He turned a page. 6 months ago, he called me a terrible president who didn't understand business or economics. And now, he's attacking Michelle, my wife, the mother of my children, a woman who has served this nation with grace and dignity. Barack closed the folder and looked directly at the cameras. I stayed quiet through all of it. Do you know why? Because real strength isn't about striking back every time someone insults you. Real strength is knowing when to speak and when to let your actions and work do the talking. Questions erupted from the crowd. Barack raised a hand. "I'm not done." Silence fell instantly. "Michelle doesn't need me to defend her. She is one of the most accomplished first ladies in modern history. She has raised two remarkable daughters, inspired millions globally, and written books that have empowered countless people. His voice grew more commanding. But I'm not here to list achievements. I'm here to make a point. Donald Trump attacked my wife because he knows something. He knows that she embodies everything he fears: intelligence, authenticity, and true power that comes from character, not wealth or bluster, reporters scribbled furiously. So here's my response, Barack continued. I will not insult Donald Trump. I will not call names. I will not lower myself to that level. He paused. Then, with the room holding its breath, he did something unexpected. Barack reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a single sheet of paper. I am issuing a challenge, he said, looking directly at Trump. The room went electric. It was unprecedented. Former presidents rarely confront sitting presidents publicly. Here's the deal, Barack said. If you want to question my wife's character, let's make it meaningful. I challenge you to a public debate. Just you and me, no moderators, no time limits. We sit for 3 hours and discuss policy, character, and leadership. Gasps filled the press room. We'll do it live, he continued. Any network that wants to broadcast it can. We'll cover healthcare, immigration, the economy, foreign policy, everything you claim to do better than I did. He placed the paper carefully on the podium. And here's the twist. If you accept, all proceeds from the broadcast go to charity, your choice of charity and mine. Leaning toward the microphone, he added, but one rule, no preparation. No staff-written talking points. Just 2 men, 2 chairs, and an honest conversation about who we are and what we stand for. Reporters fired rapid questions. Do you really think he'll accept? What if he refuses? Isn't this beneath a former president? Barack raised a hand once more. One last thing, he said. The debate will be in Chicago, my city, the place where I began as a community organizer, where I learned that true leadership is about serving people, not yourself. He stepped back from the podium. That's all I have to say. The offer stands for 1 week. After that, the matter is closed. Without taking questions, Barack Obama walked out of the press club. Leaving the room buzzing with anticipation, he didn't say anything else. He just walked away. The media erupted instantly. Every news channel cut into special coverage. Analysts argued endlessly, was this move brilliant or reckless? Trump supporters called it a desperate stunt. Obama supporters called it a masterstroke. But the same question ran through everyone's mind. Would Donald Trump accept? At Mar-a-Lago, Trump watched the news unfold. Advisors gathered around in the dining room. Every wall had a TV playing Obama's challenge on repeat. He's bluffing, one advisor said. He knows you won't do it. Another warned, it's a trap. Even if you do it, the media will declare him the winner. Trump's jaw tightened. He hated the way Obama had flipped the script. Trump had thrown insults expecting Obama to react with either silence or anger, but Obama had transformed it into a spectacle, a bold challenge. A test of courage. Trump's campaign numbers were already on his mind. His team had briefed him that morning. He was slipping in key swing states. His base was solid, but independents were drifting. A debate with Obama could either change everything or ruin everything, he thought. What do the numbers say? He asked his political director. It's risky, she said. But if you win, you completely neutralize Obama's influence. If you refuse, she added, it looks like weakness. Trump stood and began pacing. Get me on Fox, he ordered. That night, his team scrambled. Within hours, he was scheduled for a primetime interview with Sean Hannity. The nation watched. Hannity opened the show with the clip of Obama's challenge. Mr. President, Hannity asked, the whole country wants to know, will you accept Barack Obama's debate challenge? Trump smiled, that calculated smile that always drew attention. Sean, here's what I think, he said. Obama is scared. He sees what I've accomplished. He sees how I've made America great again, and it drives him crazy. Hannity nodded eagerly. This whole thing with Michelle, Trump continued, I was making a point. She criticized me and my policies, so I responded. That's what I do, I fight back, Hannity pressed. But the debate? Trump leaned forward. Here's the thing about Obama. He had 8 years to fix this country. He failed, and now he wants to debate me, comparing records? That's laughable. I've done more in my time than he did in 8 years. The studio audience applauded. So yes, Trump said, I'll accept the challenge, but not on his terms. Hannity's eyes widened. I'll debate him, Trump continued, but in Florida, with a moderator, and for 90 minutes, not 3 hours. I don't have all day, I have a country to run.